Welcome to Thriving Teacher Talk. I'm your host, Jillian Fernandez. I'm a former teacher from New York turned full-time mom and teacherpreneur on a mission to help you create a profitable and sustainable income selling your teaching resources or services. I'm here to make your life easier by giving you the best advice, trainings, and mindset shifts to grow your business, and most importantly, save you time and sanity. Welcome to today's episode. Today, I have the privilege of interviewing Caileigh Dennis from the Dennis Crew. Caileigh is a stay-at-home mom to a 2.5-year-old and another one arriving in January. She was actually in the classroom for 4 years before having her first kiddo, and she found a huge passion in graphic design while staying home with her little girl. She's always had a passion for designing, but it wasn't until recently that she wanted to share her passion and offer her services to others. She had no idea that her services would impact so many people, including mine. When she's not designing, you can find her playing with her toddler, hiking, cooking, baking, or watching WALL-E for the 347th time that week, per her daughter's request, of course. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm here with Caileigh Dennis from the Dennis Crew, and I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
So I'm going to jump right in, and I just really want to know, how did you begin your Teachergram? Like, what made you decide to become a graphic designer? Like, what's your background? What's all of that information you can share with us?
Yeah, so back in 2017, well, truthfully, back in 2014, I became a teacher. And then around 2017 was when I started noticing other people start their own Teachergram and sharing what they were doing in their classroom. So I was like, okay, seems pretty simple. Let me try it. And then I saw that a lot of people were gravitating towards teachers pay teachers.
Yeah.
And so I was like, let me take a crack at it. I was a kindergarten teacher at the time, so I was creating a lot of different products. Mostly my niche was like the decorations for the classroom.
Okay.
And I've always loved kind of like clip art and fonts and font stuff. So all of that kind of excited. As those years progressed, I just kind of had more of a strong itching to create more,
right,
and how to look for more graphics myself. But after a really hard year, so the year 2017 through 2018 was really hard personally for me.
Okay.
Both from family and from teaching. And so I kind of went on a little hiatus during that time, really focus on my teaching. So I didn't really get serious with posting on Instagram and everything until around the summer of 2018, when I realized that's where most of my audience was coming from. Got Pinterest, got Facebook, and you've got all these different things. But I started posting consistently on Instagram and getting a lot more followers and getting a lot more of my customers from there. That's when I realized this is where I need to start with posting more things about the teachers for teachers things that I'm creating. And then it finally hit me. I was just starting to wear myself out.
Oh no.
Get into this groove of creating. And then you're like, now what do I do?
Right.
What's next? And I think a lot of teachers pay teachers, authors find themselves in that situation as well.
Definitely.
And I personally always loved, it's going to sound really silly, but I really enjoyed creating the product covers and taking the photos of the products and creating the thumbnails and everything. And
that's so funny because most people, that's the part that they don't like to do. So.
Yeah, and it came to the point where I was just I want to create something and I want to create something fun, but I'm getting kind of tired of it. Yeah. And that really hit after I had my daughter. And I was just like, I can't keep up with having to post every single day on Instagram and do teachers pay teachers. So those first few months when her naps were spaced out during the day and you had more than one. Well, those are the good old days. I was able to crank out a lot of products, but after that, I just kind of wore myself out.
So you were basically mostly making kindergarten resources at that time.
Yeah, so kindergarten through second grade kind of resources.
All right.
So I was making decorations for the classroom, writing activities, math activities, and those were my main things that I was creating.
Okay.
And after my daughter turned about 7 months old, there's got to be something else. If I have so much passion for creating these like product covers.
Yeah.
And I know I've got to be able to help somebody else. And so I created a YouTube channel. I thought that was gonna, I thought I was gonna go big. No, you don't go big overnight.
No, you don't.
In that sense, learn more about videography and editing. And that was kind of fun in a way. But then I was like, this takes up a huge amount of time.
It does.
And now we're down to like one nap a day, and I'm losing my mind trying to edit during this time.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, you got your YouTube up. That's good to go. But how are you going to help the other teachers on Instagram? And it wasn't until you popped into my DMs and you were like, hey, so I know that you create these really cute graphics for this giveaway page.
Yeah.
Can you make my graphics for me?
So basically, just to give a little bit of background on that. So Caileigh runs, what's the name of your giveaway page for Instagram?
Weekend teacher giveaways.
So she hosts the Weekend Teacher Giveaways Instagram page.
Yes.
And like,
with a couple of other ladies. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess you guys were doing weekly giveaways, monthly giveaways, depending on what is available.
Consistent giveaways for a while. Yeah. We were doing almost weekly giveaways. I told everybody, I was like, we got to back down to like once a month because it's wearing me out.
Yeah, it gets a lot. It gets to be a lot. And then so I had reached out about doing a giveaway for Thriving Teacher Academy because I thought it'd be a great way to get some new eyes on TTA and get some people involved in just giving away a scholarship for Thriving Teacher Academy. And so we did that, and Caileigh created this really beautiful graphic for the giveaway. And I was like, maybe I should go with this kind of style for my launched images and all of that. And they were beautiful. And I was like, I need to hire you. So I did. And then you created all my launch images for my posts and my stories and all of that. And yeah, I'm so excited that you were able to reach more people, because then a lot of people started reaching out to you, right? To create theirs also.
So like I have several people from Thriving Teacher Academy who reached out, who are like my ride or die ladies. They always support me through anything I throw out there on Instagram. Yeah. They're like, good for you. I'm like, so if I didn't have y'all, I'd just be like talking to crickets.
I don't know how I lucked out to have such amazing humans in Thriving Teacher Academy, but I feel like they're just such a great group of people.
Yeah.
So supportive, like so encouraging. It's just really nice. So you're still a stay-at-home mom, right? So
yes.
Are you going back to the classroom? Do you think you'll ever go back to the classroom?
So I taught from 2014. I mean, I had like the student teaching beforehand.
Right.
So I started like, I had my own classroom 2014, and then all the way up to 2019 when I had Emma, my first little one. I loved teaching. I really did. It was hard some days to get up and be able to push myself into the classroom and start teaching before 8 o'clock every morning.
Yeah.
But it was always really just worth it for those kids. But I unfortunately had several bad experiences that I won't talk about on here, that kind of shaped who I am as a teacher and as a parent now, just because I know as a teacher that's, and like looking at everybody else on Instagram, that's not how I should have been treated as a teacher. I'm hesitant to go back because I see how other people are being treated, either with admin or other colleagues or state mandates or anything like that. And it just makes me hesitant to even step back into the classroom, especially when now I feel like I have a good passion for something kind of, I'm still helping teachers, but I'm like doing it in a different way.
Right. Definitely. And so you have all this stuff that you're doing now. So how do you find time to get all your work done with a toddler and also pregnant?
That's such a funny question. Yes, I'm like,
it's hard, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I can tell, I know with one, I have a 3-year-old. I know how difficult it is with just one. I couldn't imagine, because when I was pregnant, I was exhausted all the time. Like I was sleeping, I was napping all the time. If I was pregnant right now and had that same fatigue, I don't know how I would be able to function. I really don't.
Yeah. So like right now I'm 7 months pregnant. The first, I even had this conversation with my husband last night. He was like, no, you said the first trimester was awful. I was like, no. I meant in terms of like weight and like carrying something. Yeah. There are some days where I try to push myself to get up out of bed around 7-ish, maybe a little bit after that. So I have some time in the morning to work on some things. I drink tea in the morning, my vanilla creamer. But I will get my tea ready. I'll get things like I'll respond to emails, I'll doodle, I'll work on projects until she wakes up. And she's usually pretty consistent on waking up at a certain time. Normally have a good timing with that. And then
So how long do you feel like you have usually in the morning?
around an hour-ish.
Okay.
Sometimes a little bit more.
Okay.
Like if if she hasn't been sleeping very well, we let it slide a little bit because I'm like, okay, keep sleeping. Mom's
Right.
gonna keep working. And then her nap times, they're usually consistent. I probably just jinxed myself, and we're not gonna have a nap tomorrow. So
No, you're
um
lucky. If it's pretty consistent. Mine are so, what's nap
so
time? No, she does sometimes, but even if she doesn't nap, I usually still give her time to just be by herself and relax and
yeah.
have her alone time. So I'll get a minimum of 45 minutes to myself in the afternoon
Yeah.
if she's not napping. That's
Yeah.
her.
For
That's
us,
good.
it's about an hour or
Yeah.
so, like an hour, 30 minutes,
Yeah,
depending
that's
on,
good.
we live very close to a very busy road. So we have school buses that stop by, we have sirens that stop by. We also have helicopters that go by our house. So we have all these different noises, all these
Right. Of course.
fun
Of course.
fun noises. I love where I live, but I'm just like, could y'all stop? Is there a mute button somewhere?
Right.
Sometimes in the afternoons, I'll tell my husband, I'll be like, dude, I've got like 7 different projects I gotta get trying to work on.
Yeah.
And I need give me like an hour or something. Sometimes they'll give me a little bit of that. Also, I'm trying to make sure that I have a lot of family time. The time that I'm not responding to emails or creating or anything like that, I am basically sitting, probably getting painted on by my daughter, putting stickers all over me. Because I'm a stay-at-home mom, so it's all about her during the times that she's not napping or sleeping.
Right.
So, but then also like the weekends, sometimes I dedicate the weekends to full on work mode.
Mhm.
Other times, kind of recently, it's been more of family time because I want to make sure that I have a lot of family time before the second one comes. And so, family time means baking in the kitchen or cooking in the kitchen together. She'll say, mix all the ingredients together. Yep, we're gonna go mix all the ingredients together. So,
Oh, that's really cute. So it's been a challenge then to balance out family time, business time. You don't have a secret potion to
no,
getting it all done.
no, but it can get done. It will
Yeah.
get done. It just may take a lot longer. And luckily, most of my clients are like, yeah, no worries. I might be like, yeah. So I decided to sleep in this morning because I felt like yuckiness.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry I
It's
couldn't get
important that they know that you are providing them with quality.
Yeah.
And it's not just you're not doing it, you're going to get it done. It's just going to take a little longer, but it's worth it because you are providing them with great resources and covers and graphic design that they probably can't do themselves or don't have the time to do themselves.
Yeah.
So what do you feel like has been the most meaningful part about your journey being in the Teachergram space and all of your graphic design and all that, what you're doing now?
Okay, say that again.
What do you think's the
Sorry.
most, that's okay. What do you feel like has been the most meaningful part about your journey with being in our Teachergram space?
The connections.
Yeah.
Every single time, like I said, you're Thriving Teacher Academy girls and guys, like every time I throw something out onto the Instagrams, they're just like, yes, Caileigh, keep going. You did that.
Yeah.
And so I think that's been the most meaningful part. I mean, I was extremely hesitant to even start offering my graphic design like business out to other people because there's all these other different people who I look at their logos and I look at their work and I'm like, y'all dropping gorgeous work. I'm like, how am I?
But you do too.
You
can't compare because yours are drop dead gorgeous too.
Well, first off, I asked a bunch of y'all. I was like, should I do this? And y'all were like, duh.
No brainer.
But I had to put aside the fact that there are going to be other people who do almost exactly the stuff that I do.
Right.
But there's only one me. It doesn't matter if someone makes a logo similar to mine because I have the original and there's only one me, you know?
Right. Absolutely. And I feel like that's everywhere with every single business, right? There's always going to be things that are similar. Like look at Coca-Cola and Pepsi. I mean, there's some differences. I can't tell the difference. There are a lot of people who can, but I can't tell the difference. Yeah. So yeah, you put your own spin on it. You do your own thing, keep those blinders on where you can and just do what makes you happy. And what exactly do you offer teacher sellers? I know you said you do like covers and logos, but is there anything that like I'm missing with what you offer?
I feel like this question keeps growing and growing because I keep offering more and more, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is your limit. But I do logos. I do a lot of teachers pay teacher stuff. So I actually do offer product creation, but the person who's asking me to create the product needs to have the idea in their head
Okay.
before we start creating.
So you make like
I do.
actual resources for
Mhm.
teachers,
Yep.
TPT stores. Okay.
Yeah, I do product covers, I do thumbnails. I occasionally will do product photography. It depends on how much work goes into it because for me, a nap time with an hour and a half to print something out, color it, take a picture, and
Right.
edit it, and it's like that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what else do I do? I have a lot of Instagram bundles as well. So, like creating logos for Instagram, post templates,
Mm-hmm.
story templates. But I also, because I did YouTube, I also do some like YouTube intros and different things like that.
Oh,
So
nice.
there's a bunch of different things that I'm doing. I also just recently started doing graphics for like t-shirts and things like that. And that's kind of fun. That's like a little side hobby.
Yeah, I have one of your sweatshirts. Very cozy. There's thankful on it. It's like my brand color. So I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm hoping to launch a couple of designs coming up soon. But I
You should make a PTA line too. I'm just kidding. Driving teachers, driving teacher t-shirts.
Yeah. Ooh, that'd be a good one. So I also just like started, so I created my own website through Google Sites. I chose to do that over doing WordPress or anything like that, mostly because I've used Google Sites before.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of already knew what I wanted on there, but it wasn't until my husband was like, Caileigh, I need you to sit down and look how easy this is.
Yeah.
Click, click. Good. All right, go make one. He's always my biggest supporter too.
Oh, that's great.
He's like, you should start a YouTube channel. Yes, you should do that. I'll be like, all right, well, I'm going to start a website. And he's like, yes, you should do that. Maybe I should start a course. And he's like, yes, do that too. I'm like, oh, goodness.
That's awesome. Oh, that is so great.
So I'm starting to offer my work for like websites and things.
So you created your whole, now Google Sites is free, right? It's not like you,
Yes.
is WordPress, I don't know anything about WordPress. I don't have a WordPress site, but is WordPress free?
I don't think WordPress is free. I think you have to
right?
have like, I think WordPress and
I know you do like WordPress with Bluehost.
yeah. So
my
I think
website's
you
through
have to,
Kajabi. So
I think you have to have like certain hosts with
Right.
WordPress.
okay.
With Google Sites, it's just, I mean, it's as easy as opening up your Google Drive and going down and selecting Google Sites. I'm sure that's why a lot of teachers use it because it's through Google.
Yeah. I mean, I've created Google Sites in the classroom, but I never thought to use it as like my main website. And your website is gorgeous.
Thank you.
And it's not even something I ever would have thought to do, like making it through Google Sites. And I know I know everything about how to do it. But it's really awesome that you decided to make it that way. And I know that a lot of other teachers would be super interested in figuring out how to create through Google Sites also.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to hopefully, because baby's coming in January.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So hopefully within the next couple of months, I'll have like an outline of creating a course because I'd love to be able to offer that as well as my graphic design business. So that would be just an extra thing.
It's a lot.
I offer a lot. If you ask me, I'll let you know.
So why do you feel like, I mean, graphic design is great, right? Branding is great, but why is branding so important? And why do you think teachers kind of struggle with getting their brand design out there? Like what makes it important? Why do you think teachers can't do it? And how do you help that with those struggles?
So I kind of coming from a personal experience when I first started Teachers Pay Teachers, I had all these different things that I'd already created for my classroom and I was just trying to trudge along, which is good, but they all had the dreaded like rectangle picture when everybody's like, no, do a square.
Right.
I'm just like, it's rectangle.
Well, because that was the standard size sheet of paper. And like, I feel like when I first started too, I didn't even know that you could make a separate cover because you just let TPT upload the cover for you. So I know for me, I would put the cover in my resource and let TPT generate my cover and my thumbnails. And they looked terrible, but I was like, oh, well, that's how TPT does it. So I guess that's going to be what it is. But that changed.
So after realizing that you could completely create a complete different cover.
Right.
It wasn't until then that I realized, oh, I can get a lot more views and a
Mhm.
lot more people coming to my page when I make everything look consistent, have product like pictures of my products
Mhm.
on the cover. Because as a teacher, when I would go and search on Teachers Pay Teachers
Mhm.
for products and they didn't have a picture of the product on the cover, I usually would just scroll through
Right.
because
You want to see what it looks like.
yeah, you want to see
Yeah.
what it is.
Mhm.
And so that was really when it hit home that you need to have things that are consistent so that your audience knows when all the new products come up, they're like, oh, that was by Caileigh, or oh, that's a Jillian
Mhm.
product over there. And branding doesn't have to be, it's not just about taking the same colors and the same fonts. It's not just about that. It's
Mhm.
about what you are bringing to your audience. What do you visually want to say to them when they come to your page? Do you want it to be dark and gray and boring and no visual picture of what you're even selling?
Mhm.
Or do you want it to be, a little bit more cheerful, a little bit more modern? And like I keep saying, you've got to have a product photo because if not, people are just going to keep scrolling like I used to.
I
So
totally agree.
yeah, you can keep the colors and the fonts consistent in your Teachers Pay Teachers store, which will help your audience remember who you are, especially if you have the same kind of fonts every time. But it's got to kind of remember, what do you want your audience to visually feel and visually like say when they come to your page.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's so funny that like I feel like kind of everybody, well, not everybody, but when we first started our TBT stores, branding wasn't a thing. And, having consistent covers wasn't a thing. And it wasn't until because I started my TPT journey back in 2012. So it wasn't until years later that I was like, oh, I need to actually like put a little bit more effort into making this look like a business because it wasn't anywhere near a business at that time. So
And truthfully, I'm still trying to rebrand my
Mhm.
own Teachers Pay Teacher store because it takes a while.
It does.
There's
And you
some
change your
ladies,
minds a lot of times. Like I
there's
feel
some
like
ladies who can like just plug it on out throughout the
Mhm.
summer, and I'm just like, all right, I've changed one product cover. Good for me. All
Right.
right.
So thank you so much for giving us all this information. So I want to make sure that everybody can find you and get
Yeah.
to know you. And also Caileigh has some really awesome dance moves that you have to check out on her Instagram page. So, but tell us where we can find you. I'm going to put all your information in the show notes, but just let us
Okay.
know so that we can hear where you are.
Yeah, so I'm at the Dens Crew on Instagram. I'm also at the Dens Crew on Facebook and YouTube. I don't use Facebook very often, but there is a page there. So if you do reach out, go over to my Instagram and say that you reached out too. There are some good videos for teachers as well as anybody who's starting their TPT journey on YouTube. You can also find all of the graphics that I'm talking about and my design portfolio, all the things that I offer for any graphic design requests. You can find that at thedenniscrew.com. That's my fancy website. Also, like the cute shirt and merch and stuff is at merch.thedenniscrew.com.
Merch.thedenniscrew.com. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put that in there too.
It'll take you straight there.
Awesome. All right. So I'm excited to get some more people to get to know you and see everything that you have to offer. So I can't wait to chat with you next time as we're continuing to prioritize our growth. Now, if you loved this episode, be sure to subscribe so you can catch all new episodes. Make sure to go check out Caileigh. Go send her a DM. Tell her how much you loved this episode. You can also just send me a DM if you want, and I will relay the message to Caileigh. Go check her out.
I don't bite.
No, she definitely does not. Thank you for letting us into your business and your life today. We're going to love growing together as you create a profitable and sustainable income, selling your teaching resources or services. I'm so honored to be here with you to make your life a little bit easier with the best advice, training, and mindset shifts to grow your business, and most importantly, save you time and sanity. Thank you so much, Caileigh, and we will see you next time. Bye.